I get a lot of comments on this channel of people asking me how to progress on a certain chart, or sometimes they'll give me feedback saying they're completely mind-blocked or walled on one chart that for the life of them they could just not raise at all and score. I think every Voltex player has a chart like this, where they're just completely mentally blocked on and can't make any progression on no matter how much you grind it, and whenever I'm asked this question, I always will reply with the same exact answer. Have you tried playing the chart on mirror? I think the mirror option on Voltex is incredibly important to discuss, and I don't see many Voltex communities actually talking about how beneficial this is. I don't know why I sounded I was like completely underwater for the first 30 seconds, my bad. To begin, let us answer the question. What exactly is mirror? When you use the mirror option on Voltex, it takes the original pattern that you were given and just flips it horizontally, giving it the exact same output, just on a different direction. For Voltex Heavenly Haven, there was no mirror option, and you had to play every chart the exact same way that it was supposed to be played. Normal, like everybody else. And as people would expect, a bunch of players got a bunch of mental blocks from charts and had zero way to fix it other than just mindlessly grinding it. And then Voltex Heavenly Haven dropped, and players were finally given some new ways to shuffle the notes. The first one was random, which may be very useful in 2DX, but in Voltex it's just nothing but useless. Makes basically every pattern in the entirety of Voltex completely bullshit, and it's such a missed opportunity unfortunately, because random could have actually been a really good option in Voltex, but really, it's just a meme if you're bored. And another option that came out, which was very heavily slept on, was mirror, which once again just takes the original pattern that you were given and just shuffles it in the other direction. I think a lot of Voltex players don't truly understand as to how important using mirror is, especially on a chart that you're mind blocked on, and I will go over my personal experience of how I went from just being a regular player to now just being a full-on mirror player. One of my best personal experiences I think I can give with using mirror and having better performance is probably with Lacrima Gravity back when I was playing Gravity Wars. There was no option for mirror at this time, and every time I played the chart, I completely failed and fell completely flat on the stair section. I could not get the chart above 970 because I could not comprehend that part, as it was very score heavy. Heavenly Haven releases, I try slapping it on mirror, and within a couple plays, I got it up to 988, because the stair pattern I just talked about struggling on went a lot better on my other hand as opposed to what the regular chart was trying to put on for the streams. Re-End of a Dream Maximum 18, one of the hardest 18s in the game. I struggled to get this above 995 because one of my goals right now is to get every 18 above 995. I slapped on mirror for this chart, and now I have 997. This kind of thing kept happening so many times to me, and I was struggling to figure out why my scores were improving so much by slapping on the mirror option. The answer all goes down to the thing called muscle memory. If you play a chart so many times and grind it out endlessly on the same pattern, at some point, your muscle memory will work against you, thus resulting in you not being able to raise the song until you have around 100 retries in the song, just barely raising it by 2%. You know, you remember the exact same problem I was talking about that was happening in Gravity Wars? Using mirror ensemble text if you're struggling in this regard can definitely help your brain a lot by relaxing from trying to learn the pattern that you were trying to brute force and refreshing your brain with a newer pattern. Not a 100% new pattern, but you're still gonna have to learn the new mirrored chart because you will mess up on some parts. And when you put on mirror, you might end up having a realization on some charts, wow, this roll that I was really struggling on flows a lot better when I put on the mirror option. And on the offhand, you might also have some realizations of, wow, this burst fucking sucks on mirror. Let me emphasize on this part very heavily though. If you're already playing a chart very amazingly and flow through it very well, there is not that much reason to put on the mirror option. I believe you should only put on mirror if you are finding struggle with the original pattern that you were given. And perhaps when you turn on the mirror option, after a couple plays of relearning the chart, you might think that the mirrored version of the chart flows a lot better than the regular version, whereas other players might find it easier to do the regular version of the chart. Everyone will be different. My point is, try out new things. Mirror is a very significant tool to your advantage if you have a mind block on Voltex, and I think a lot of players need to take advantage of it. The only huge downside to mirror right now is if you're doing skill analyzer, you have no option to mirror any of the songs at all, so that's the only thing you'll be fucked on until Konami adds something to mirror in the options menu. Do let me know if this video helped you in some form, as if you had a chart that you were struggling on and turning on the mirror option magically made the chart make a lot more sense to you. I'd really like to see this type of feedback on this video, especially because it's a tip that a lot of people generally sleep over. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, leave a like on it, and consider subscribing for more Voltex content soon. Catch you all soon. I'm Kitten. Peace.